I'm Mark Noble, and this is the Academy of Football podcast with Kevin Slade and Darren Blewitt.
Yo, this is the Academy of Football in claret and blue. Absolutely massive, they just ain't got a clue. But just watch how we move, it's SD and CC. Put your hammers in the air for the team. World class pod, we got it here, come and see. Might see your favourite ex-player on the screen. Iron sharpens iron, Kevin Blewitt on the scene. Yeah, stepping in clean. Irons.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Academy of Football podcast. This is the first episode, a bit of an introduction to get to know the guests, a bit of an introduction to get to know the hosts. So I will start with myself. I am Kevin Slade. To my left I have Marley Anthony, and to my right I've got Mr. Darren Blewitt, who also is going to be our guest for today.
Yep.
Going to talk about your life, mate, today.
Yep, it's look forward to it with someone who knows me very well and someone who I've known for a long time. So Kev, I'm looking forward to it, mate, because I've done it a few times, as you know, but I think it's have a little twist to it, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm buzzing to be here because to team up with Kev and Marley is special, mate.
Got a bit of history here as well.
Sorry.
So for the set, we've got Darren's shirt that he wore at Mark Noble's Testimonial.
What happened to that?
Signed by everyone that played on the day, really.
It's just about the name on the back. It's just about the name on the back.
Yeah,
just stuck it in the bins.
Have a little look, have a little spin round. There we go. Mr. Blewitt.
So I stepped up, and we'll do that later, yeah? We'll do that later.
We'll talk about it later. Right, so I'm going to take you back to the start, mate.
Yes.
Where you grew up, where it all started.
Right, so obviously you know, but I was born at East Ham, born and bred around the area. I lived in Barking for a little bit, but East Ham spent 25 years of my life. West Ham, heavy round there. Mum and Dad, all West Ham. And then Granddad went to the 80 Cup final, and then was tea lady after the game. So it's a West Ham area, you know what it's like around there. It was flooded then. You had the pie mash shops, you had the pubs, you had everything. It's in your face. I lived 5 minutes from the ground. So for me, I could hear it. I could hear the roars. I knew when West Ham scored, West Ham didn't. Going to check the teletext, fucking Tony Cottee, 89th minute, bang, scored. So I could tell by the roars who it was. And it was in me from 5, 6, 7 years old. So yeah, that's it. It was a wild upbringing, to be fair. There was a lot going on, inside, outside. Violence in, violence out. And as someone young, you pick up on that early. I think I've got a brother and sister, and being the oldest, you sort of get you're supposed to look after them in my eyes, and I think that I felt that early, and I think I took that forward for a long time, mate. And I think the things happened that I've held on for a long time, and good and bad, because the environment I loved as a kid. Think about it, as you're a kid and you're playing football every day. You're playing football. You're on the estate. You're 6, 7, 8 years old, you're playing with 18-year-olds, and you get smashed into the stinging nettles, you're getting up, and Sean with one arm used to run around and fucking dribble it, and you get whacked into the stinging nettles.
It's charitable now, isn't it?
It is, and that's lost. That's lost because games change all that stuff, but as people, like, forget about being footballers, that I always say I would never ever change my upbringing in regards to the environment, where I learnt loads, man. I learnt more than I didn't. Loads more.
I do want to touch on that, actually, because off of camera we speak about mental health quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because under the umbrella, you're a sufferer, I'm a sufferer. Should be spoke about a lot more, I think, 100%. Especially with alpha male men. We're all alpha male men.
Yeah, of course.
And it isn't spoke about enough. So as a kid, you spoke about a bit of violence. Was that in the household? Outside the household? Yeah,
it was both. So it was for me, looking back at it, it was never ending. So it was like fucking something will happen indoors, you go outside and there's a big tear up outside. And I was roaring at 7, 8 years old with like kids. So it was kicked off in the estate, fucking everyone flew in. And you see that early, but you become numb to it because it's normal. It's just like, I see people getting stabbed up at 7, 8 years old. You see the estate, you'd have a singer you know.
What estate was you from?
So when I was younger in Barking, it was White Avenue, which is near Harts Lane, quite rough, and East Ham was Eustace Road, Mitcham Road, is right near Central Park. So we had that, and then we'd go into Plaistow a little bit. It's rough, mate. And the Custom House in Canning Town was a little bit there as well. So that's where more my dad was from. But we'd go back, when I got a bit older, I went back there a little bit. And yeah, mate, I was surrounded by it, and I didn't realise how much. So it's in your face 24/7. And as someone from early who wanted to be this geezer type fella, like, I loved it because I thought, I'm not going to remember older lads. If someone says anything, they'll steam into them anyway. You think you're invincible, and you become it becomes the normal, and you just don't. I didn't worry about fuck all. I wasn't thinking about. I think most kids don't worry about. Like you've got kids, right? So when they're on a swing or something like that, they don't worry. You're like fucking hell. You're worried, but they don't care.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing for me. Fearless. But I loved it. Like people always say to me, "Fucking, that sounds bad." No, I loved it.
What it is, I think you just become a product of your environment.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? You don't know any different.
That's exactly it.
You see what I'm saying? So
That's exactly it.
then you wouldn't change it.
No, dude, that's right. They do. That's exactly the term I always use. Like product of your environment, because I still am a product of my environment. Because I've still got a thing in me where I have to fucking watch out. I still don't say. I've swore probably 20 times already. That's not me being thing. That's how I talk. There is things that people will go fucking hell, it's a bit thingy, but that's
it's the fight or flight feeling.
That's
isn't
it. Yeah,
fight or flight feeling.
100%.
When you get triggered, when you feel that anxiety, trauma based. Again, what we've spoken about quite a lot.
Yeah,
you either think, oh shit, should I run away from this, or fucking hell, should I just steam in like 100 miles an hour?
That's it.
And I can tell. I mean, we've known each other a long time, so I know a lot about you, but I can tell that you're that steaming 100 miles an hour. You're not running from anything.
Everything's 100 miles.
You're not running from anything.
Everything's 100 miles. Everything's 100%. Everything's got to be the try. Even if you can't be the best, try and be the best. And I'll talk about it later. Like I tried to be the best footballer I could until I couldn't. I tried to be the best drinker I couldn't. I tried to be the fucking maddest, who could stay out the longest, and that's it. Who would go do the maddest thing. It was all my mates weren't at West Ham and teams like that. I was at West Ham at these times. When I was obviously a bit older, we'll come back. But I was always trying to stay out the longest or do the maddest shit, and it was like a lot of it's people pleasing as well, because you get to like, I get that thing, I like that, like Blewitt's there, but I found out later on a lot of it was a bit fucking Blewitt's there. Like, fucking hell, where's this gonna go? But a lot of it at the start was, he's a funny fucker, like, blah, 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 what's he gonna do now? Let's make it, and it push you to, and
it's a mask.
It's a mask.
It's a mask.
And again, I fucking loved it, because when all that was happening, especially as I got older, I was doing well at football. It was all love. Even if someone didn't like me, they was all love. I doing this, I get a bit of money, come in, all the shit. Yeah, and that's what it is. So I loved it. Why wouldn't you?
So you know, like you spoke about your siblings, yeah?
Yeah.
How did it affect them in school?
Well,
or like growing up, was it like obviously I've met your brother a few times. Yeah. Was he going in school with like, was he had a bit of attitude? Like how was he? Was
he taking the trauma into school as well?
Probably, of course, because things happen inside the house that weren't great. So but I was the oldest, right? So I'm 4 years older than him, 2 years older than my sister. So when I got to year 6, for example, she was in year 4, so she was coming into the bigger one. Oh, there's Darren's sister.
She was
and then he said, and it just carried on and on. And that happened. Like, I got chucked out of school in the end because I ran in and bashed some boy out because he threw a chair at my sister. Like, and then just do stuff like that. And it was all because I had that, what's the word, like that reputation, which is bollocks, by the way, that I played up to it massively, Kev. Fucking hell did I. Like, mate, mad. And I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm gonna say something that I can relate to with that as well, because I was a fucker in school, mate. I was an absolute fucker in school, and now when you grow up, you look back, you realise why. It's basically a cry for help.
Yeah.
Bit of a not so much attention. Like you don't want attention from people. But it's a bit of a cry for help. You're suffering with trauma. You're suffering with a bit of mental health. You don't quite understand what it is because you're at that young age. And then as you get older, you look back and you realise, like, fucking I was struggling. Yeah. Like, I was struggling bad. Was it a case of that for you?
I think there was definitely trauma there, because when I've gone through fucking all the rehab and all the stuff after that, this all come up. So it's trauma, right? But at the time, and probably up until 5 years ago, I didn't think it was trauma. I genuinely thought, my miss would say the same thing, that's not normal, Dad. I go, what ain't normal? I've just told a mad story, and I've just gone and fucking made dinner. She's gone, you're right. I said, what? She's gone, fucking, that's mad what you just said. I said, what? I'm fucking spinning some eggs. And she's like, I was like, oh shit, because that's not, that. I didn't find it that until probably 35. And when I spoke, but you don't,
People come from different lives though.
Exactly, and who talks about that shit?
Yeah. People come from different...
for example, you go into a household where it's all Jamaican or stuff like that, you ain't going, oh, come here, boy, like, blah, blah, blah. Move, like, get on, we get a slap around the head. And I used to get the same thing, because all my friends would just go, like, what a bomb, bang, and that was it, because that's what, you agree with that, Miles, right?
Like, like, obviously, growing up, where I grew up in Collier Road, so I was just like No, I'll be honest. Like growing up, it was just like me, my one of my other friends, Carl.
Yeah.
We was the only 2 Caribbean boys in my primary school. So it was like when our friends was around us and they come around our house, or when Carl used to come to my house, shall I say, and all the boys would come around and play the Mega Drive. They see how my mum was. My mum would leave everyone to play my Mega Drive whilst I had to go and do things. And if I weren't, my mum didn't care. Like she'll slap me in front of my mates. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but my mates was like certain times when I'd be out late, like with my pals, and like I knew that I had to be home at a certain time. They probably didn't. But I knew what was waiting for me when I come back. Like I'm getting, like my granddad's waiting for me. Like, you see what I'm saying? It wasn't
cool.
So getting the slipper or the belt.
Like that's just how it was. But like people are different. So you're like you said, like you'll say something in front of your missus that she might not be used to. To you, it's normal. Like you'll just carry on frying the eggs.
And like, still now. That's not like that. It's still now. And although obviously it might be a time not Jamaican, but like my side of it was. And this is what this for me as getting into football, because let's be honest, we're a football-based podcast. Let's get a little bit on that. It helped me because I was a tough fucker, and I was playing with older kids, and the environment's tough. Like it's fight or flight. I should say, don't be smart. Just say what you know. You just it's that, or it's like you just crumble. And I done that. My dad would whack me, but he's struggling as well. Like what I've come like, there's not a lot of money flying around. It's rough and tough. They've always had things happening in life, and then so if you get a whack, or not even a whack or whatever, it's stern and stubborn. When I took that through football, I took that through. So my age group was comfortable because I'm just weighing people in and coming out the ball and it's comfortable. But when I went up, I could do it as well. So like fucking who's this like that, but. In the other turn, I struggled with it as I went on because I couldn't switch that off. And fucking hell, like it was going from taking things for the street, or what I was doing with my pals, which I shouldn't have been doing, into football, and then it was carnage, mate. Like I was fucking mad.
I guess in a sense, like we're more lucky because we're in a generation now where these sort of things are spoken of. Now you talk of your dad. Your dad probably had nobody to talk to. He went through his shit. You see what I'm saying? And like obviously when my like growing up, I looked at my granddad was my hero. Like it's only when like he got to his last years and then he passed, I realised how much this guy actually went through.
I remember speaking about it at the funeral.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like
celebration life.
Again, it's the alpha. It's the perception of the alpha male, isn't it? Again, I keep on going back to the alpha male because. We all come from certain areas, you know. You come from East Ham, you come from Collie Road. I grew up in Hainault. Wasn't so rough back then, but as a young lad growing up, you was always getting in some sort of skirmish with someone, some sort of fight for whatever reason. So you had to put on that alpha male persona, so to speak. And again, like you said, back then, men didn't talk about it because again they thought there was like a perception. I can't talk about this because just fucking get on with it. You know what I mean?
And I think. We'll go on about it, but not too much, I think. But this is, we've spoke about this already. This will be part of what, moving forward, a big part of not every month, every week, everything. But we'll touch on it because I'm sure it'll come up. But as you know, Kev, we've got some plans for things, for which will really, we're really big advocates for it. So we're looking forward to that, and Kev, we've got some good stuff coming, mate. So and I think that's something that should be, because it ain't fucking like the old term is like grow up, sort out, you pussy, or like if something happened, like I'll fucking turn it in, or like even me when I was going, like, Dad, I'll fucking help, like, oh shut up, mate, like what are you doing? And this happened. But I wouldn't even say it to him. Because it wasn't a thing you done. Go, Dad, this boy's whack him then.
But you know what it is? You have to take matters into your own hands. Like, I remember, I recall you saying something about your sister, friend and your sister. When my sister first came here from Jamaica, something similar. Do you know what I mean? Like someone in her year, taking the piss out of her accent and all that. She's quite like, and he was doing it continuously to the point where I see him in the canteen queue and whacked his dinner at his head. Like, do you know what I mean?
And we're not saying it to be like,
because you can't even go home and say if I went home and said to my granddad, like, oh, someone at school's like bullying Jamps, like, bro, my granddad probably boxed me. Like, so I had to take because like, mentality. I was when she came from Jamaica and she started my school, it was on me, like, right, I'm a protector at 10, 11. I'm a protector.
I don't want us to lose all that. I want it to be a grounding of like, you've got to respect yourself and you can't let people take liberties. But this, and it's probably because parents probably talk to their kids like. I mean, I've never laid a finger on my daughters. I couldn't do it, and it's like I protect her too much now. So there is. Look, we're massive on it, so I get it, but you got to let them go a little bit. It's such a hard balance.
Yeah, you got to let them learn their own lessons.
It's a balance in it. Always is. You're learning all the time.
It's difficult. I've always said the most difficult scenario I've ever come up against is trying to be a good parent.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, this relates to when you was a kid and your release. Obviously, we're going to bring it back to West Ham now.
Yeah.
So your release was playing football, watching West Ham, supporting West Ham, because again, you come from the area, you know, like the poor working man's East End, as we call it, and all people had in the East End at that time was West Ham. That's all they had. That's all they had.
It was a life.
Well, that's all we had.
Yeah. I mean, even before us, obviously, it was even the 70s and 80s when that happened. Like, my dad was going there, and he told me some stories like getting run around, even to go to away games at Stoke and all that stuff. Like, it was mental, and I was like, "Fucking tell me more, yeah." And then when I got to, like, I've spoken about this before. So when I signed for West Ham, I was 10, yeah? So I played Sunday League team, shout out Barking Colts, Ridgeway Rovers, Dave Beckham, second best DB to play for Ridgeway, yeah? He come to our presentation about a week after he scored that goal for Man United, the halfway line one, and presented the awards, and he had a different bird there, and he had the curtains and all that. And he went through that, and then I signed for, I was at Norwich for a little bit, and then there was one in Norwich and one based in London. We had a very good team. A few lads went on to play, Johnny Mullins and people like that. Mitchell Cole passed away, obviously really good player, and then they come
fastest white boy ever.
Yeah, fast, quick, quick, mate, down that way, quick, rapid. And then they just come in one day and said, no, we can't afford it, done. And back in the day then, so I'm talking 94, 95, within a week, Kev, I had headed paper of Chelsea, West Ham, Arsenal, QPR, Millwall, sent to your house. You got the headed, you don't get it no more, headed, and it'd have like Theo Profitas at the bottom, or West Ham was Jimmy Ampson, or Arsenal was, fucking I was looking at the other day.
So all these clubs wanted you?
All these clubs, sent me headed.
Ryan Smith posted his, the winger that was he posted his one on Instagram the other day as well, the headed paper.
You don't get it no more, I don't think. I think Arsenal, they don't get it. And I've still got them, I've got pictures of them to be fair on my phone, but I could have brought it in, but it was like, fucking hell. And obviously, when West Ham come in, I'm like, fucking hell, like, it's West Ham. And considering Chelsea weren't that, it was 95, so they were become, but Arsenal were big, and but I was just thinking West Ham, and I went to Arsenal. I played like a trialish game, and I was shit, to be fair. I think they were still probably signing me, but I weren't great. I went to Millwall, and I was thinking, what is the fucking point? Happen, and my man was going, what the fuck am I here for? And Theo Profitas come up to us, and I'm 10, and I'm sitting down and eating fucking biscuits or something, and he's talking to me, I'm thinking, and then even at 10 I'm thinking, bruv, just drop it out, you ain't got no fucking chance. And he offered mum and dad furniture, all this stuff to sign.
This is at Millwall?
Yeah, and he offered us a 3-piece suite. My dad said, mate, we can't get that in our ass, that's bigger than our fucking front room. And it was just, we just went for I think it was for like, I felt wanted and all these things, fucking hell, proper clubs. Like, it was just like, fucking hell, it went to stadium and it was all that. And then I went West Ham, and within 10 minutes I knew I was signing. And I'd done a session with a guy called Brian Nichols, and I thought I'm signing it. And straight after the session I signed.
You're 10 years old?
10
You're 10 years old and you've signed for West Ham?
Yes.
Can you describe that feeling? Obviously, living in the area, massive West Ham supporter.
Mad.
You've just signed a contract with the club that you love, that you fell in love with from the day you was born.
People think this is like, it sounds cliche as mad, but I'm telling you, it is like, because I was a massive...
come true.
When you're that age, and even moving it forward, I was like the sticker books. I was mad on football. Like, I don't think kids are mad on football no more as we used to be, because we didn't have all the extra structures. I say really old now, don't I? But the older commute game, but it was like sticker books. It was all this stuff. I used to do like
no, we used to collect the Merlin stickers.
Yeah, Merlin 95s and all that.
What was it? Remember the bobblehead things?
Yeah, the bobbleheads. Yeah, there's one there.
Yeah, mate, but we, like, do you know what I mean? We was mad about it, and I talked to my nephew's like 11, and I like,
wouldn't want to know.
And then like he acts like he likes football, and I'm like, Kay, you don't even watch the game.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's a big one. Before we move on, that is massive.
And you've got all the apps now as well. All you've got to do is download the Premier League app. Like, it's just
we had to watch
your fingertips, and you won't even do that. Like, you don't love football. Like when we was growing up,
you knew every player, right?
Every player, Merlin sticker books, FIFA 95 was my first FIFA. Like, and I had everyone up until like 99.
It was the first club one as well, wasn't it?
Because
I think it was FIFA International before.
Yeah, FIFA 90, the World Cup one, wasn't it? 94. Yeah, 95 had the Spurs keeper on the front, didn't it?
That's what I'm saying. You still remember that. That's what I'm saying. But that's what, and in a sign, I fucking went to training, the first proper full session, and and this is where it was even more. They give you all the kit, yeah, and I think it was Pony then, and it was the green fucking tracksuit. It was horrendous, but I thought it was the best thing ever. It was green and blue.
Was that the one with the pleat down the front?
It was, yes, it was awful.
Yeah, I had that.
But it was green and blue.
Yeah,
Who fucking come up with that, yeah? Fucking Stevie Wonder, it was awful, yeah? It was terrible, mate. But I got it, and then it had the badge on, and then you get like a jumper, a t-shirt, a shorts, socks, you get it all, and I was just in a bag, and I was like, and then it went on again, and the feeler come, remember feeler come, we got the feeler boots.
I love the feeler kit.
But the boots were, I wore them quite a lot, but they were green and white, but it was, the feeler kit, I like the kit. Do you remember the kit?
I love the feeler
kit. Yeah.
The boots are clumpy then as well.
Yeah. But then I got that, and you just get given all this stuff, and then you're like, fucking hell, and then I got to, so that was 10 or 11, and then that year my dad went to prison, and I was angry, it happened, but then I was, he would obviously been devastated, and it was something that was unfortunate. It was unfortunate, to be fair, for both parties, but it was it happened, and it was the age from 11 to 14, so it's quite a big age, because you go to school as well, but you're at school where, I think it's the first year of seniors, and I'm knocking around with older boys then, and that's where my mum says to me, when he come out at 14, I'd gone from I was quite, in junior school, I wasn't really troubled to play football. I saw that, I knew the lads anyway, but I played football, and they let me play football, because I was a young one. Then when I got to 14, my mum said I was vicious. I become vicious, and and I had to ask her this a little while ago, a few months ago. I said, can I get the dates right so I know where I'm at? Because I'm doing something, I'm doing another thing. And she went, yeah, and she said, "Do you know what? You turned vicious on that." I never heard that before. And I started to remember, yeah, fuck me.
It's quite a sweeping statement, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's a big
vicious.
One. Yeah, because
you don't hear that a lot.
I felt I had to be Kev, not vicious. I didn't think I was doing that at the time, but I just felt I was hardened because he's fucking gone. Like, and I'm thinking,
naturally, you've just become the man of the house.
And
you felt like you had to step
And my
up.
brother and sister were crying every night.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And even when he went, when the police took him, because he said, I'm going to get arrested, blah, blah, see, like, we didn't see him for ages, yeah. I went,
was it from the house?
I went angry. My first thing wasn't crying. They were crying. I was like, fuck this, like, can't believe this happened, blah, blah. And then obviously you get emotional and whatever. But then that was my role. And I felt that. And because I was earning money outside of football with older lads and doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, I was bringing money in. I earned more then than I did when I got professional at West Ham at 14, 15. And it was not, I liked it. Again, I keep going back to this thing, I liked it. And there's things, look, we spoke about this, yeah? And I can talk about this, it's fine. I've done these podcasts and things like this before, and I've said I've done this, done that, ever. They don't know what I've actually done or what I actually went and done and things I actually done. It's fucking wild. Especially if you're trying to be a professional football. When you're young, you wanted to be footballers, didn't we? We didn't think about being a professional footballer. We just thought, we're going to...
Just want to play football.
Exactly.
I just want to play football.
Yeah.
When you get to 14, 15, 16 and you're doing well, you start thinking about that. It changes. And then money never bothered me because I was getting money at that age. I always had, when you're young, that's where I'm from anyway, you tracksuit trainers, like fucking like now actually, tracksuit trainers, I'm happy. And a hat, and like that's it. That was, but always had them. Always had them. Might wear trainers once or twice.
Well, it's going back to what you said. Is you become a product of your environment.
That's it.
That's it. So when you're put into a professional environment, i.e. at West Ham, it all goes out the fucking window.
Yeah. Because
you know you're good at football. You know you're good at football.
So I would turn up to training, and I might have been doing. So I'm saying I'm gonna go for 15. My way might have been out by then. So I might be 15, And on the
How long did he get?
3 years, So 11 to 14. Yeah. So when I was 15, I know I was 15 because I remember this.
It's quite a crucial age.
It's big because I say senior school,
You just started
football.
secondary school,
I just signed for West Ham.
Very crucial.
I'm going to senior school, but senior school was easy for me because I knew all the older lads from the estate, from the area, and we was known as the hard kids because we come from the rough bit, and some of them come from not nice bit, but nicer bit. So we just bowl in. Again, perception, right? Like if you're gonna be known as the bad boys, you're gonna play up to a bad boys. So when I walk in, I'm dragging the arm. I'm dragging the arm round.
It's a character. You went into character, didn't you?
And don't forget, we might talk about this. We was around music. Like music's my second, or probably my first love. So, but that again, the 18, 19-year-olds, they're going radio and they're doing this other stuff. I was fucking doing it. So that Sunday I was telling you about. On the Sunday, I done a drug run at 15. At 15, and I'm considering I played for the reserves on the Tuesday at 15, so I'm fucking putting two worlds together, which should be nowhere near each other. I'm doing that to Norwich. I've got to train to Norwich with someone, drop something off, put it back. I had to keep it on me, take it to training on the Tuesday. I think we trained before the match because I still had it. Then go to the match, played in the match, my first ever reserve team game, and then that night someone picked me up, took me the stuff back there, and then I went home. So I'm combining the both. Yeah. It's wild, mate. And people and there was other circumstances which I'm actually not going to talk about because. How
long did that go on for? You were doing that. Was it happening on a regular basis? So you were doing drug runs.
I've done a few, but not
whilst
loads.
You were signed to the club.
Yes,
And you took it to training with you.
I mean, I done it when I was older, 17, 18 as well. So I remember the night Portugal.
Who was at West Ham? So who was knocking about at that age?
Yeah, let's go on that. So at 15, obviously, my age group was. There's no one you go, oh, I remember him. But our team always were a very good team. So got that. I say very good quarterfinals of the FA Youth Cup.
Yeah.
So always good. Who would I say? No one name. Yeah. But I think I was the only one. We always.
Was Chris Cohen your year?
So Chris and Mark. Chris Cohen, really good player.
Yeah. Elliot Ward, was he in the team at the time?
No, Chris and Mark were the year below. Noble and Cohen were the year below. Elliot Ward and Anton were the year above. But what happened was you'd play up, I'd play up. And then play down, and you sort of. So when I was there, it was
alternated it.
It was when it got to the under 16s, under 18s. It's under 18s now, and then is it 21s now?
Well, no, it's 21s.
Now, yeah.
Premier League.
When we done it, it was When we done it, it was
18s and then reserves.
No, it was 17s, 19s, and then it changed to 18s. Oh, yeah, so it was under 17s because my manager under 17s was Kevin Keane. But at the 15, I was there when Izzy Rickpen was there, and people who were like the youth cup boys who were 19 by then, 18, 19. Izzy loved that, much older than me. And that, so I knew them as well, and Izzy from the area as well. So that's why I was just blending, and because I could look after myself, that helped. That football was still brilliant footballers, and I still think there was probably people bang on about footballers now. They weren't like they were footballers then. They might be able to do more flicks and tricks, but they can't play football like they used to. In my opinion, that's another story. But the days were like, if you could look after yourself, you had half a chance because. I had decent left foot, so even at 15, 16, the one thing I could do was handle myself, and I could get away with a little bit of my left foot was decent, so that. And I get to 16, they say that Mark played up, Carl Reid was the year below them, Hogan Ephraim.
Good player.
Good players. I mean, they've been players, so they were coming through. And by the time I was 16, I was playing reserves regular, all the time, a lot. I mean, we were talking about it the other day, weren't we? So this is one thing. So when I messaged you, and what did you voice me, mate, when we were back, didn't you? You said, fucking hell. What was it you said about? You're playing in all these.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
when I saw the team sheets.
I didn't think about it.
Send them all the team sheets.
What, the old school team sheets?
Yeah.
And
I'm 15, 16.
I'm like, Dal, they respected you, bro, because like you was starting
left back a lot. Yeah.
Like every game.
There were some players.
Yeah, and like you was starting every game.
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm saying.
If you look
Big
at
games as well.
You look at the overlap of players. It was like fucking. There was me, Izzy, and you would never put. And it was like. Whoever Raymond van der Gaal in goal, you think you're not putting them three people together.
Van der Gaal, fucking.
You know,
but that's what that is what made me because you had sent me loads.
Yeah.
And when it got to that one, I was just like, I remember Van der Gaal when he was at West Ham, and I remember asking like what was he like and all that sort of stuff and everything because I think they had won the Champions League, innit?
Yeah, and he come West Ham. He buzzing off that he was.
But I was just like,
they won the treble.
I'm just like, Dal, like you played every game for the Resi, like for the Resis, like you was well thought of.
Yeah, I was, and because ultimately it comes down to your performance, doesn't it? So if you play well, you're going to probably play the week after. But it might have been an opportunity for me in that position. But I was doing well, I was playing well.
Do you know what it is though as well?
Confident as well.
But you've spoken about all your antics outside of football. It obviously didn't affect your football.
Didn't at all. And
this is what I'm saying.
This is where
whereas nowadays it probably would like these. It's not the same like that.
They don't do it because there's too much. And there's too many cameras and stuff.
Yeah, they can't get away with it no more.
But yeah, that's right. That is so true because that's what would happen. I just thought, I'm doing this. It don't matter. Like, I didn't even think about it because it wasn't even a thought. But I'll tell you another example that I thought I could get away with everything was because when I was 18, we'll come back, but when I was 18, the drug people come in. And I'd been out all night, I'd been out the weekend, drinking, using, getting on it. And I fucking walked in. And
what was you using?
cocaine, yeah? So I was on that all weekend. They come in on the Monday, I've done the test and I passed. And I've got the fucking thing indoors in the shed. So that's coming on here soon.
So you done the drug test
on the Monday,
at the club,
and I'm shitting myself.
At the club?
At the club, because they come in and you can't leave them. As soon as they get in, they go, blah, 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 blah. So they might say me.
And you passed the test?
I passed the test, yeah? So I'm shitting myself, yeah? I'm shitting myself because I'm going, fuck that, like, whatever. But I thought, I've got to do it because they don't leave your side. They do not leave you. And I was like, fucking give us a yard, mate. But he would not leave me.
Yeah,
I'm panicking. I was trying to piss like,
yeah.
It's going to borrow yours, mate. And I was like, and I've done a bit and I thought, well, that's it, fuck then. And it comes back like a week later and I am shitting myself the whole time. And I'll bring it in one day. I've got the
bring it.
I've got
the exclusive.
I've got a positive. I've got a negative test. I'm no druggie.
Do you know what it is though? It's because you was keeping fit as well.
Yeah, it might have helped. I've been on a 2-dayer, and I remember because I remember finishing
Hydrating
Sunday night.
well.
Yeah, I think that helped. I think that helped.
Do you know what I mean?
But I didn't think they were coming. It wasn't as if like, I had time to do 400 press ups. I couldn't do 400 anyway. But that it was. I shit myself, and that again, them little moments, which could have been big. Whether or not it made a difference, I don't know. But you don't feel invincible, but you just think, well, fuck, there's nothing wrong with, haha, and you move on again.
But to be fair, you should have probably looked at it like, fuck me, that's a chance. Like it's another chance.
But why do you do that? When someone goes to your DAO, sort it out. Yeah. Your guidance, right? We spoke about this before, guidance.
But was there any
guidance is very important.
No, because
probably wasn't any.
One, I'm not even saying this is a bad thing to the old man, for example. He was my mate. By then, we were like pals. Like, I was going down the pub with him. Even if I weren't drinking at the start, I was down the pub playing pool with his mates and doing all that stuff. Because I'm going to the bowling pub. People can understand, this is on my doorstep. So when I leave my house...
I remember when we went in the bowling after the testimonial.
It's fucking
and,
on top of me.
Everyone still knew him. Do you know what I mean? Walked in there, he's high as a kite.
After Noble's testimonial.
That's the first place we went, innit?
Yeah, and we went to Central, didn't we? Yeah.
Everyone still knew him. Like, do you know what I mean? And you're just fucking...
And this is why...
He's not even caring. He's just... You're on the phone. Remember? He's trying to get a couple of... Like, you know what I'm saying, yeah?
And this is the thing, because people got to understand this, and this is why I respect Mark a lot, yeah? No, because it's on top of you 24/7. If you don't support the club, you're not from the area, you go there, it's
a job.
It is a job. That's it. And you go somewhere else, you get paid more. Fact, that's what happens, yeah? But when you're on top, so I would leave there, I do training, I might go back home in East Ham, walk down the shops, West Ham, fucking West Ham. Oh, hi, Dal. Or not if you don't know me, just West Ham in a shop. It's the fucking Hammers pub. I'd walk past that every day because that's when I didn't have a car until I started nicking my mum's one. I'd go to, I'd get a train to training or something like that. And it's on top. So when you're there, so when I got into the first team as a youngster at 16, I would go training. So I remember training one time and I remember I told you I had Ian Pearce like grabbed me up around the throat. He took...
Talk about it. What happened?
Yeah, we want to get into that.
What happened? We want to talk about that.
Well,
I don't think you've gone into much detail about that.
So I always say, it happened. I kicked him in the air and he strangled me and hit me. It was that, but it was
just
more
in
to
a
that.
session.
In a session. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, he was taking a piss during the fucking training. Yeah. Not just saying stuff, not just to me, to a few of us. And I thought, when I get a chance, I'm going to snap you. Like that was in my head. Like when I get a chance, if I get a chance, I'm going to try and go over the top of you, because that was just in my head, and it didn't quite happen. And then he used to play up front sometimes, didn't he? He's centre half, he played up front, and it was the last, right at the end of the training, and I've never run so fast in my life. Yeah, he took a touch through the middle. He's 1-for-1. Everyone sort of stopped because it was probably the last kick again. He took a touch out of his feet. I burnt back, and I have when I say weighed him out, bang
From behind.
Up here somewhere, horrendous tackle, yeah? But I didn't really study him. I got my legs wrapped around him.
And you're 16 years old?
I'm 16, maybe.
Because Ian Pearce, he's a lump.
He's fucking massive. I found that out, don't worry, yeah?
He was established them times.
Yeah, he won the Premier League fucking Blackburn, yeah? So that,
yeah.
and my whole thought process wasn't what he'd done or whatever. It was like, he's taking a piss, yeah? So I thought, wait, and I nailed him. And because I nailed him like that, he went fucking, because he's running that way, he's gone face like, fucking bang on the floor. So it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? And I've got my legs wrapped around him still. And he's like, what the fuck? Trying to get up, first of all. But I've got my legs.
So you're basically pinning him down.
Everyone's gone, whoa! You know, I can still hear him go, oh! And then everyone's like,
the roar went up.
I've run back because everyone's not really run back because they've just carried on. And he's nailed on the floor and he's trying to get up and I'm just like, fuck. And I rolled around, got up. And as I turned around, he's in my face and grabbed me around the throat, yeah? Grabbed me up. So I just went, bang! My first instinct.
You punched him?
I punched him in the head, yeah. Because my first instinct was, because it just, so straight in it, bang, bang. And I clumped him around the side of the head. But he still had me like that and everyone steamed in. So I thought, well, fuck him, I've got to dig in. Like, but he grabbed me up and I think he would have probably strangled me to death, yeah?
Yeah.
He was a big bloke.
Have you ever seen him since he left the club?
I think I've seen him once. Yeah. But for me, it's a big thing. I talk about it. He played for 20 years. He might still remember it because I spoke to Kev Hall a little while ago, and he remembers when he wrote Kev with the white lines at the groundsman at West End Training Ground. They'd just done the grass, and he wrote Kev with the white lines. So I thought that's funny. So I wrote Daz. And I'm 15, 16, and he's established pro. It's not right. He should have done it. I think I might be a bit older. I might be 17, but was Pardew there then? I think you might have been because I think he was fucking Kev off. Kev,
that was
Steve Lomas. And then
I think it just come in.
Coke and all that
it just come in.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened. And that's my fault. It weren't like, was he gonna just grab you, bang, and then everyone steamed in. Thankfully, to be fair, and then I got sent in, but it was.
It's your character though, ain't it? You probably thought you were just playing a harmless joke, but again, like we said earlier, you're a product of your environment in East Ham, and then you're going into a professional environment, which we've just been relegated from the Premier League. We're still a massive club, the biggest club in the Championship. And they're all probably thinking, who's this fucking 17-year-old taking a piss? Who do you think you fucking are?
Without that. And
but to you, it's harmless.
But not until I went into, I'll become the older player. If someone done that, I'd do the same. I'd slap them up because you think, what are you doing? But I was that kid, and I'll do a lot of things worse than him. So for example, my last year at West Ham, James Tompkins was. It weren't boot boy as such, but he was basically. I see him a little while ago. And I said, I'm going to talk about this one day.
We spoke to him as well. After Noble's testimonial as well, wasn't it?
Exactly. And they always say, "Oh, my boot boy, what's happening?" And he's like, and he had a great career, didn't he, James? Like, really good career.
He was at Palace up until a couple of years
that's what I'm saying. Fucking Premier League career, isn't he? He's had a Premier League that's so hard to do constantly. He had injuries and stuff, but constantly. And I said, "Oh, boot boy, what's happening?" Talk to him, and then we just talk about that. And I said, he would never have. I would have whacked him. Like if he went and try and kick me, I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I played a lot with him as well. But the one thing I done that I felt they didn't do, not that they had to do it, by the way, because I was probably a little bit too young. James was like 2 years younger than me, but he played reserves with me quite young as well, similar to what I done. But I knew what he was like. So my first thought was, I'm gonna fucking get into him, but I'm gonna help him. And if you might speak to him at some point, or anyone speaks to him, it might not be the thing in his career, but I guarantee he'll say, "Yeah, I played with Blue loads of time." He helped me for the game. He didn't stop talking. I was on him all the time, like on him, because one thing I could do was talk right now, but I understood the game in regards to reading the game, helping him out, talking, and I think he took that. Them little thing, not all that little thing might take there, and then he might pass it on someone else.
You put an arm around him.
Well, that's it. But sometimes hard on him. I said, "Don't take liberties," because this, and it was good, but I felt that's what I wanted. I didn't really get that. I wanted that. I wanted someone to go, "This is it. I'm not popping it here," because every time someone said something, I was bad on authority, mate. I found out, not even authority, if someone said anything, what? My first thing weren't like, okay, my first word, who the fuck are you talking to? And that doesn't work because you're always on the defensive. It just doesn't work. And that's what happened, mate, for me. Whereas I wanted to do it another way and actually talk to them and say, look, I might go do this, but it's for this. And I didn't think I got that at all, really. Because Anton Elliott were a year above me, but they went into the first team, flew in.
Quick.
And then I went on loan and then it just didn't happen, you know? So that's what I felt would have been good for me, but that's just me. It might not have, but I just think, and knowing what I'm like, because I wouldn't have listened to many people, but if I had that real, this is what we're going to do, Dan. I need hard but fair.
You wouldn't listen to professionals, but you wanted the young boys to listen to you.
Yes.
To try and learn from your mistakes without you even realising what you're saying to them.
That's exactly it.
So the young boys or the academy players at the time when you was there, did any of them look up to you? Did any of them sort of come to you on the side and say, like, Darren, like, you know, I'm struggling, or can you give me some advice?
I think they respected me because they knew. I think by the time I got into there, I was like 20. I was probably on my way out next year, and I sort of, I not knew it, but half knew it. But they'd seen, a lot of them would have seen me play young, seen me around the first team young, and they seen me play. I want to fucking people got to understand, and I don't care what people say about this. I was a decent player to get to there quickly, and then fall off to a stage where it was because my mental side more than the football side fucked me, really, because I just completely fucked it off, and it was the start of the madness, really. I think they would have, because like Carl Reid, I spoke to him a little while ago, and he said I remember we do training like Hogan, you know what he says, he says all the time, he goes, I'll go another fucking wing. If he's playing on the left back, I'm going on the other wing, mate, because he knew, because the trainer he played, and it was all that. So they must have took something.
He was a good player.
Great player. Feet.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what it was. I look up to is probably the wrong word, but maybe just not just me, like fucking Elliot. They had a lot. By the time they come through, the club was on the way up again, right? So there was a lot there. It was success.
It was the second season in the Championship, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
and
it was Pardew's second season.
The Preston year, want to beat Preston.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Was it Millennium, wasn't it?
yeah, they both were, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then the FA Cup. But yeah, it was just I mean, it was good. It was a good time to be at the club anyway. Like, I only spoke about it, like fucking hell. It was good because the way it got relegated, I was just 15, 16. That team that everyone says unbelievable. It's player wise they were. And then they had another year in the Championship. Is that right?
It was 2 years in the Championship,
Yeah.
so we was relegated in 02-03.
Yeah.
Lost to
Palace.
Canio, Joe Coles and all
That's
that.
it.
We lost to
And then
Palace first, didn't it?
Yeah. Neil Shipley.
03-04 in the, well, it was Nationwide Division 1 then,
Yes.
before it became the Championship.
Yeah.
And then we had the second season, as you said, lost to Palace.
Yeah, but you're right. I think, and then we got so the club was then getting promoted and then staying up, and in the FA Cup, and I was there for that, which was brilliant. But I was a fan as well. Don't forget, people keep forgetting. Like what I was going to talk about earlier was I was on top. Football was on top. Yeah, so family. I say uncles, like my dad's mates or my mate's dad, called them uncles, whatever. Fucking, they would say like, see that fucking Christian Daly. I'm just using his example. Christian was a good lad.
Yeah.
He's had a fucking nightmare. Tell him if he don't sort it out, he's gonna get a fucking slap. And you go, oh yeah, ha. But I go into training and say, listen, mate. I spoke to Uncle Paul, and he said, if you don't fucking sort it out, he's gonna give you a slap. But who are you talking to? And it was like, but I would go and say, look, fucking sort it out because you're in a nightmare here. I'm 16, 17. Like they're thinking.
Yeah, but again, I go back to it. You perceive that as normal conversation because that's what you've grown up with.
I think some of them laughed. Thought, are you all right? Like, are you? I said, no, I'm not all right. But it was a case of that's what. And because I was a fan, I wanted them to win. Like I was like, fucking lost again. I could do better than them. Like that's why when I got to 16 and I was flying at one point, playing reserves constantly. People like in the program. You used to get in the program quite a lot. When you got the program, I'd always because we get tickets for the West Upper, and we'd play on a Saturday morning. Say if you're under 17s. And not everyone would go, so I'd go, give you tickets, because I'd go to every game to watch West Ham, because I live around the corner as well, but that's where I'm from, and the sport.
You walked to the games? Did you walk to the games?
I would
East Ham?
walk in, we walked 10 minutes walk, if that.
Easy, yeah.
You can walk around, like, my nan used to live there as well, so we park on Noble's Testimonial, park the car and walk around, it's fucking like, and as you walk.
Did you go together, Noble's Testimonial?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were together.
I can't remember what happened, but he was telling me I like meet John and meet my missus. I said, meet who? I said, Dad, I'm coming with you, bruv. I was up early doors, bro.
He was early for once.
Listen, mate, I was 10 in the morning, like I was not missing top shit, bruv. I was in there, bruv. Dressing room, like I could have played. Like a few players didn't.
Mini Harewood.
Let me just say, right, for the record, right, this guy.
Fucking joke.
Right, we already knew each other anyway, didn't we? Like through a mutual friend, Darren.
Yeah.
And I'll just randomly bump into him. Like in places like Manchester. Like I'll be in Manchester, because I've got a lot of friends in Manchester. I'll be in Manchester like on a week, this is when I was in my 20s. I'll just bump into him. Fucking hell are you doing it?
Mate,
in
your 20s, he was in Swansea last week. He loves it.
No, do you know what?
Birmingham. I bumped into him. What the fuck are you doing?
Loves it.
Just
I
randomly.
think the time you come to Manchester, I think you'd come up with Aaron, though, innit? I think you and Aaron come up together, I think.
Nah.
Was that another
Well,
time?
maybe, yeah, but there was another time.
Probably
when I
another
bumped into
time,
you
yeah.
again. I think I bumped into you on a bus or something, wasn't it? It was so random.
On
Just
the tram,
like,
the tram.
the tram.
Yeah.
But that was what it's like for March. So I said, look, it's the last time I'm probably going to come back here.
Yeah.
I said, I want to park at some of my nans. My nan passed away by then. So I went, I'll park at some of my nans. We're going to do the walk,
do the walk.
We've done the walk. And I remember when I used to do the walk in West Ham plan, if I finished my game early, I'd get back to see my nan for a little bit, then go to the game,
Did I meet you in Barkingside? I think
I'll pick you up.
Yeah, I've met him in Barkingside.
Yeah, I picked you up.
And we went to your nan's,
and
innit?
then parked there, and I thought, let me just do this little walk, like, be nice. And then I remembered as a kid, when I'd walk, you then see 2 or 3 West Ham fans, 4 or 5 there. You walk past the Central Park, and then you can start going towards the Barking Road, and you start hearing the noise, yeah? And then you start hearing the songs, and then you join the fucking sea. And I was like, that's what I was doing. When I was fucking in the squads, I was walking with my fucking bag, yeah?
Did you forget you was a player?
Oh, loads of times, mate.
Honestly, did you because
I'll
being
tell
a fan
you
growing
example.
up, because Noble has said that quite a few times.
Yeah,
He forgot that he was a player.
Yeah, he didn't forget that I forgot.
Yeah.
So before I carry on that one, before I forget that, I'll tell you why I forgot I was a player. I was fucking the last ever game at Highbury when Zamora done that.
Zamora's Campbell.
Get off me, yeah. Get off, yeah. And I whipped it.
Zamora,
yeah.
Coca,
So I was in the squad that day, yeah, as 18th man, yeah. So you quite 18th man, someone gets injured. I just fucked it off because I wanted. As soon as they went, no one's injured. You only had 5 subs then. Not like now you got 400 subs. 5 subs, and I was 18th man. So I'd had a beer anyway, yeah. And I left there, all my mates were in the crowd because it was fucking hybrid. Brilliant. It was brilliant atmosphere.
I won money on that game, by the way.
Did you? Was it 2-0?
I
2-1?
took 50 quid off my mate straight now. I said
3-1, wasn't it? The last
3-2,
one.
3-2.
3-2, yeah, it was 3-2.
Perez scored. That day, my mate Straightener, he used to,
Straightener?
You know Straightener. I've met him. He used to work in a key cutting shop, and I said to him, mate, we're going to score 3 against you tonight, you know. And he's like, no. And it's mad. I've actually got a picture of me and him in the shop that day. And I said, we're going to. He was like, I said, bro, right, cool. Like, put a bullseye on it now, then. Put a bullseye on it, bro. I think we watched it in the Valentine Day. So we scored 3 before half time, innit?
I wish that happened to me, to be fair.
No, I think Effrington scored in the second half.
I wish that happened to me, because what happened to me was even worse. So I've gone and joined my mates in the crowd, yeah. So I'm not going to be in the squad, it doesn't matter, like, that's okay. It's not okay, but whatever. I got steaming, yeah. I was pissed up. And the fucking end of the game, if you can see me still, if you ever watch the end of the game, that game, the camera zooms right on the West Ham fans really slow, yeah? And there's me in the middle going, yes! Out of my nut, yeah? Screaming, yeah? Shouting, and my mate's like, and we're all jumping around, fucking, I thought nothing of it, yeah? But I'm going, yeah, like, it goes slow motion, it's a great shot, yeah? Next day, I've gone into training, yeah?
Did you not go back with the team after the game?
No, I just went.
You went just as a fan?
I went with my mates, yeah? I didn't go back to the coach, nothing, yeah? I can't remember what happened with that, but anyway, I went training next day. I think yesterday you brought it up, Pardew brought it up actually. The next day I went into training, I went, oh, here he is! And I've gone, oh,
who said that?
Pardew, yeah?
Right.
And they're all sitting down, all the staff.
This is before you fell out with him?
Yeah. Oh, definitely before that. Because I would have said, who are you talking now? Yeah. I said that, and all the staff used to sit down and eat their breakfast there, and I've gone, oh yeah, that's a fucking great result, wasn't it? Yeah. Because I'm talking like, I used to talk like a fan, even though I was a player, yeah? I said, fucking yes, boys, blah, blah. And he's there, yeah, he's having a look at this. And he put on fucking loop, fair play, good banter. He put on loop, yeah? The fucking camera going in on me like this. And it's like, ooh, yes! Ooh, yeah! He done me, mate. Right. But it was funny, to be fair. And I was like, 2 weeks wages. I was like, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Really?
Like,
how much did he find? How much was you on?
2 weeks wages?
Yeah, how much was you on?
Oh, first year, about 1,600 quid that would have been. So about 800 quid a week I was on then. But yeah, it was just that. And I remember, that was without bonuses, by the way. So the bonuses were good. But that, yeah, and it was on loop, and I just kept going at it. It was funny, to be fair. And I thought, well, I can't say nothing. Like, I'm banged to rights, and I'm obviously battered. Like, because it zoomed on me and my ginger mate, Hawkins, and I was just like, fucking hell. And yeah, he done me there, to be fair. So that was that. But going back to the like, that's what we do. We walk round, and that's how even when I was playing or as a fan, as a kid, that's the walk I used to do, and it was I can still see now.
Nostalgic for you.
Oh mate, and you could hear the roar like from just people talking, not even people just talking, because there's 30,000.
Just noise, just hear crowd noise.
And all the bit, everyone walking on with hot dogs, and then past the central pub, and then down by the pie mash by Nathan's, and then Blockbuster used to be on the corner and all that stuff. So that's why I know I'm from the area, right? No bullshit. There you go, Blockbuster. Wow, that's old school.
Probably before the statue was there as well.
Oh, it was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, the statue.
Rose Sports used to sponsor me. Big up Rose Sports. Let's get some Puma Kings from there. But yeah, it was just that, and that was what we done. And then we went to the ground, and yeah, he fucking was on the pitch and everything. He might have played. But it was a mad day.
I remember Nobes called. He called Ravel Morrison because Ravel Morrison was supposed to play in the game, but Lazio wouldn't give him the clearance to play because he was at Lazio. A couple of boys, Konchesky couldn't get the clearance from Leicester either.
I think he was there, but I don't think he played.
Yeah, he was there, but he couldn't play because they wouldn't give him the clearance. And
that's crazy, ain't it? Like modern day football. Because I remember, but slightly going off the subject, I remember, I think it was Alvin Martin's testimonial. I played against the Premier League 11. We had fucking Steve McManaman and fucking Jamie Redknapp.
Because that was Mark's.
They were challenging for the fucking title back then.
Mark's through the season still, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mid-season.
Because the last game was Winston Reid, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was because we was flying now. That was
March.
28th of March. I remember we at that time we was flying. I remember we was talking to Mark on the pitch about the season, and that's when Payet was just moving crazy.
What happened before? Yeah, he was moving mad.
Yeah, he was moving mad.
What happened before we could get on the pitch?
Oh, they wouldn't let us in.
I walked up to the fucking door.
They try not to even let us in.
Because I thought it was a stitch up. I'll tell you whilst I'm forgetting, and Miles will tell the rest of it. Because
we was hassling over on Twitter.
I was hassling for ages, but
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, I was going at it, and I thought it was funny, when I look back at it, it's a bit muggy. But I was at this and I was like, come on, mate, you got 6 weeks to go. Fucking any chance of a shout? Like, I hadn't spoke to Mark for a long time, bit and pieces here and there. And I'm a bit fucked up at this point, And I'm going week after week after week. And he got like 2 weeks before, I said, listen, enough of the bollocks, If you This is the captain of the club.
Captain of the club, yeah.
Public, and I was getting a lot of shit.
This is live on Twitter, you know.
I was getting a lot of shit as well from it. I was going, shut up, you mug, whoever said anything, yeah. But I was a bit messed up, yeah. So I apologise for that person a little bit. But I said that, and then, but I said that, and then I said, no, listen, last chance now. If you don't, I said something like, if you don't get me on this game, I'm going to release every story known to man and make loads up. All right, and then blah blah, something stupid like that. But I thought it was funny, but it's not. It's pathetic, yeah. But I thought it was really funny, and then I still didn't hear anything because it was just me being stupid, yeah. Like it sounds fucking stupid saying it now, but I thought I'll fucking release something and a half, wouldn't I? Well, first of all, one, he hasn't really done anything that bad, and two, I wouldn't do that anyway.
I think he half knew it was banter anyway,
yeah,
because it's on Twitter, innit?
But then, yeah, he was sort of on it a little bit as well.
Yeah,
but
he was.
And then I didn't hear nothing still, yeah. So then a fucking 2 days before the fucking game, I'm in work here. I was working in Fords at this point, a job that I fucking hated, and I thought every day I went in there, I'm going to jump in that machine head first, like, just take me. I just had enough of it, yeah. And I was in there, I was eating I remember it, I was sitting on this, I was dirty as fuck, yeah. It was an old machinery thing, it was so dirty and horrible in there. And I was sitting on this thing, fucked, yeah. I was a bit fat at the time, and I sat, and I had a ham and cucumber sandwich, yeah, cucumber, so I was trying to eat healthy, in a tin foil, sitting on a fucking thing like this, yeah.
Do you want to go for cheese? No?
No, I'd ham, mate, I was too fatty. I was like, I'm fucked, yeah, and it rang, and it was Mark. And I was like, what's happening, mate? How you doing? He said, fancy 20 minutes fucking Sunday. I went, I said, you cheeky CUNT. I said, I've been waiting for this call for ages. Yes, I'm there. I'm eating a ham and cucumber sandwich out of tinfoil here. Twat. But I lost it. He's probably eating salmon indoors. And I was like, yes. And I was like, is this a wind-up though? And then my mate Betchett, who's pals with him, Darren Blewitt, who was at West Ham for a while, goalkeeper, good friends with Mark, said, no, it's true. He told me before you were going to call, actually. And then he said, no. And I was like, I can't believe it. And then it was real. And I was like, fuck. And then all of a sudden it got announced. And I was like, yes, I'm playing. He can't back out of this now. But then we walked to the fucking thing. What happened? We walked to the doors.
It was the woman was on the door. It weren't Lisa, because Lisa would never.
No.
It was some random.
Is this at the main reception?
The main reception, yeah.
Not the players' entrance. The main reception.
Yeah. And I think, what say your name's not Dan or something?
I said Darren Blewitt. I walked up the back. Just done an interview outside, didn't we? With Evan, all that stuff, yeah.
Done a big interview outside and everything. They weren't, and then, but I think you made the call. I think I
panicked into it because I went. I walked. I went Darren Blewitt, and he went. No, Darren Blewitt, mate.
I'll give you the video. I've got the video, Kev. I'll give you the video. Like, I was on the pitch.
I panicked then. I went. No, Darren Blewitt, like whatever. And he went. No, he obviously don't know who I am either. So I was mugging myself twice here, like saying my name, and he don't know who I am. And I go, mate, Darren Blewitt, I'm playing. Like he went, like he was not having it. I said, so he wouldn't let me in. I was like, fucking hell. So I rang Mark. He didn't answer first of all. Yeah. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then I rang him again. He answered. I said, get to here now, because they're not even letting me in. And he pissed himself laughing.
So he's done it. But he stitched you up.
Yes, he didn't put it on. He didn't actually put it on there.
He stitched you up.
Yeah, and he stitched me with that. The fucking kit. Loads of shit that day.
The kit small.
He made it. I said, I need extra large.
Mate, I was so that day.
And he gave me a large. And it,
there's the shirt there.
It fits me now. Better than Kev. Fits me now. But that's it there. Yeah, you've got obviously Jimmy Walker, Teddy, DiCanio's on there. Julian Dix. Who else? Kev, good
Matthew Effrington. Let's have a look.
Concha's on there.
Where's Jimmy? Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy, yeah.
Teddy's there.
Chris Powell.
Joe Cole.
Some good players, you know.
And
everyone was there.
And I panicked.
Zamo, Dixie, Benny.
By the way, I know people. I go, why you got it in the front? I go, well, I panicked, right? Because I was so excited that day. I thought it was my day. I didn't think it was Mark's day. I thought it was my day, and I just went, yeah, I'll sign it. DeCano signed the front, the first one, and I just went, who cares? And but yeah, it's still. Well,
it's got that there, isn't it? That's what I said earlier before we went on air. You know, that is like a piece of.
Yeah,
it's a piece of up to par history,
great,
really.
That's great. And
last testimonial there, last captain to play there. That's a real piece of history.
It did. When obviously, you know, whether we talk about now or later, it was good, it was bad, and then I'm content with it now. So that it's gone like all sorts of ways.
Well, I'll tell you what. Then let's go into that now. So, obviously, as mates, we know your story, but for the sake of the viewer / listener, that's where the downward spiral started, wasn't it?
When I got released, even though that year, we must talk about here, I was on Pardew a lot, but me and him were going at it a lot. I've chased him
down the tunnel, and
I said, oi, dickhead, yeah. I'm 18, yeah. I was like, oi, fucking, and he didn't think I was talking to him. I said, I'm talking to you. I said, I thought it was fucking coming on.
I would say after Noble's testimony, that's when I realised that there was an issue.
Yeah, I was spending money I didn't have. I was getting payday loans out, fucking thousands, yeah? And then I ripped a suicide note out to my missus and a suicide note to my daughter. And it was clear as day, and I've written both out. I thought mental health was bollocks. I thought, my whole thing was, I'll grow up. When I was younger, I'll sort that. But I've been through it now, so I'm gonna say to my old self, you're a dickhead. Because I've seen it, I've been it. And a professional footballer ring me up in the Premier League, and he asked for my number because he heard my story, and I got him, he was drinking a lot, his missus thanked me last week that he nearly committed suicide over it, and now he's getting treatment, getting counselling for the PFA because he opened his mouth. So it's not because of me, because he opened his mouth.